Our live stream, but we can't see you. But we'll fix that tonight. Outside your window.
The Alan Cox Show.
On 100.7 WMMS.
Got some hot celebrity gossip straight ahead. Courtesy of Perez Bilton. And then money for you, too. Another $1,000. In about 7 or 8 minutes, that'll be your next keyword to grab $1,000 from the Buzzard bookie. Cavs start the regular season tomorrow night on the road. They'll play the Raptors in Toronto. And then Friday night, the home opener, Cavs, Pistons. Detroit comes to Cleveland for a 7:30 tip-off at the Romo Fijo. I don't know what the big hoo-ha is going to be that night. They always do something for the home opener. But
I just want them to win.
Want the Cavs to win?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Oh, pardon me.
Just win.
And then we're off with the season there. A lot of messages coming in. People that have direct personal experience with all kinds of pervs with respect to public toilets.
This is Doug from Cleveland. I used to work for the Metro Parks cleaning those out, and there have been guys caught in waders down there with cameras and phones.
Come on.
We're in hip waders. Oh, with cameras and phone. Was it just a big hole that goes into the sewer out there?
It just goes into the ground.
Hip waders and, well, it has to go into the sewers, right? I mean, if they're down there in the tunnel.
Well, I think that like the latrine ones that are just like outhouses. They're not the. I don't think they're.
They're like don't flush or anything.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Just pooping in a hole.
Giant hole. Okay.
Hey, Alan. Years ago, my mom's friend was one of those women who saw the eyeballs down in the toilet looking at her holes. Pretty disgusting. Scared the hell out of her. Probably traumatized her a bit. I think she's all right now. Who knows? Take it easy.
All right, there you go. Probably traumatized her a bit.
I don't know if I believe that is actually happening.
You don't think so? You think people are lying to
you're
their
not
children
believing
and
these
spouses
women?
about it? You've got to believe women, Mary.
I'm not saying it's because of women. I just can't imagine.
Person told the story. Why would this mom lie to their son about this?
I don't know, but parents lie about stuff all the time.
I've heard news stories about this. I have a bit in my act about a situation like this because
if you have a bit about it, it must be real.
It is, but it's that there are guys that do this.
Okay, how often though?
Often enough.
Hold on.
That they have to.
Did this happen?
How? What? Well, you need a
twice?
minimum.
Yes.
I mean, okay.
Did this happen twice in history?
No, this happens enough that they have to deal with it and put grates in. This guy that just called and left a message said that the guy got in there and he had a phone, so it's happening. I think enough that it's a problem.
And imagine before technology when guys had to be down there with cameras, Mary.
Yeah, with the crank camera, just like
and the thing with
action.
Yeah, with the light, the poof that goes off. Old timey.
I think somebody's down there.
Yeah, I keep seeing flashbangs going off down there. As a photographer, he's taking pictures of my hole.
And then they got that Polaroid era.
Yeah,
the guy's down there just shaking it.
The only one I can find is the same story over and over and over again from 2011 of a guy in Boulder, Colorado.
What is the point that you're trying to make, by the way?
That he's like, this happens all the time. We found guys down there. I don't know that I believe that. I can find one news story from 2011. That's it.
Yeah, that's
one.
a guy who got caught. Here are people telling us. We saw it. My mom saw whatever. Those people didn't all get caught.
Where are they?
The only
gonna
reason
go?
it's in the news is because they got. They're going to
explain to me
into
how,
the night, Mary.
Where? If I'm using a porta potty and I see a phone light and eyeballs and I call the police, how is that man getting out of the porta potty without getting caught?
Because
he's slippery.
How? Explain to me how a 6-foot-tall human covered in feces is escaping into the night.
I think we're talking about two different things.
No.
I'm thinking
There's
that
no
these people
way.
are talking about when somebody's like down in the sewer. where they can get out in any direction. It's like a labyrinth. What?
I'm thinking of like
no porta potties. You can't.
They're looking at eyeballs down in the toilet
under
hole.
the grate.
I don't know about that.
I've
never used a grate. I don't know what that is.
Let's all consider the porta potties that we're talking about. Giant tank, blue water.
Yes, I'm thinking like a chemical toilet.
A person cannot stand down there. They'd be overcome by fumes. They would die. That's happened all the time.
That's what I'm saying.
I think these people are talking about. There are some state parks that it's not just a hole in the ground. It goes into the sewer system. There's a grate.
It's the outhouses. Yes.
That's what they're
outhouses.
I assume they're talking about people who are down in the sewers and positioning themselves to receive underneath whatever's happening.
What did you search? Because I'm finding all sorts of articles.
I found one so far.
What did you search?
I searched man hiding out inside porta potty toilet.
No, I don't think that's what they're talking about.
I searched men caught filming women in toilets, and I found at least a dozen.
Men caught filming women in toilets could be inside of a restaurant or hiding a hidden camera. That's not even close to the same thing we're talking about.
But these are still...
No, they're not. Send them to me. Send me all the articles that you're saying are proving people hiding out underneath toilet water.
Why are you planting your flag in this?
Weird.
You're really going to the mat.
I get so annoyed with you two.
Why?
Sometimes you
only have to put up with it for 11 more weeks.
You just accept wild things that people say at face value. Where you just accept
I'm gonna tell a guy who's calling that he's a liar? I don't know. He's telling me a story.
Listen to me.
I can't tell him he's not telling me the truth. I don't know anything. I never even heard about this until that person hit me up. I'm going to tell him he's a liar?
There are so many times where people have called in and you don't, that's just circumstantial evidence. That's not real. That's one account. But now you guys are like, yeah, no, guys do this. They hide in crappers all the time.
It's funny.
You guys are crazy. You make me insane.
Wow.
You make me crazy with the things that you're willing to just accept with no follow-up questions.
It's a case by, how would you like me to follow up? You want me to argue with a guy?
This is real.
Okay. So what if it isn't?
Ask more questions.
We have, what? Give me a follow-up question.
Send me proof.
Send me proof. We're not talking about UFOs. We're not talking about UFOs. We're talking about guys hiding in porta-johns.
But you guys are always talking about how things can't be proven, so you can't be taken seriously.
You know how sick people are, right?
All right, I sent you three.
Whatever possible disgusting fetish you can consider, there are people who enjoy that stuff.
That one's got a headshot.
And can easily find other people who enjoy it.
Okay, so the three that we so far have one story from 2005, one story from 2009, and one story from 2011. And you guys, 11 years ago, 2013, you guys, this happens all the time. People are in there all the time.
By the way,
4 accounts.
And I don't know specifically what you're talking about.
Prove?
I'm trying to prove that you two pick and choose when you want to just blindly follow things.
Yes, because the distinction you're making is when some dummy calls me and goes, I died and saw Jesus. I go, no, you didn't, you moron. This is different than that.
Hundreds of men are hiding out in toilets.
There are 330 plus million people in the United States. You're not telling me that hundreds of guys are getting off? Wow.
Inside of a chemical toilet? No.
Again, it's not
the chemical toilet. It's the outhouses that you find it. So here's another one. There's 4. And that's just me. That's 4 that I was able to find while we're still having the conversation. I'm sure there's a lot. If you really wanted to dig, you can find more. But we've heard of it before. Again.
The ones I'm talking about are the outhouses for men and women in the metro parks. The backhoe would lift them up, and then our Vector truck would clean them out. So they're about 6 feet deep and about 8 feet wide.
6 by 8.
It goes into the.
You can hide in there and get a full face of poop.
I guess, whatever.
Hey, Alan. I left the message earlier about my mom's friend seeing the eyeballs. It was a metro park. It was one of the fancier porta potties that looks like a building, but it's still just a hole in the ground. and the guy was down there, and a few women that day saw the woman down there, and I've heard other stories of it happening too. It was in the news. It was probably 15, 20 years ago, something like that. This is why I'm glad Mary's gone. She argues over nothing.
That's the Mary hater. I think it's a really funny thing to plant your flag in, though. For us to drive you crazy over other people's stories. This is not me coming and going. This happened to me personally dozens of times over the course of.
I get annoyed when you're willing to accept something so stupid, where you're just like, oh,
why is that stupid?
That's definitely happening.
Why is that stupid?
You're right. It's not. I'm overreacting.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm saying, why do you think it's stupid? And yes, you are overreacting, clearly, but.
I think why is that down?
You should smile more, Mary. Come on, man. What do you look like right now? Is she smiling? Look at her.
No,
she's not smiling at all. You should smile more.
A sourpuss?
Yeah, sourpuss. Hey, I
know it'll cheer her up.
It's hot celebrity goss.
Oh, God. I gotta go.
No, you don't.
Nope.
Yes, I do.
You're stuck with us for
11 weeks, baby.
Start a countdown. We should make one of those like rings that I'm going to put that as behind me. Those little rings that you take. Do you know what I'm talking about?
One of those counters for when pervs are waiting for the Olsen twins to turn 18. One of those, you mean?
I thought about for like when kids have like 29 days of school left and you make the little construction paper rings and they can pull one off every day.
Like an advent calendar for when summer vacation starts.
Kind of, yeah.
All right, it's $1,000 first from the Buzzard bookie. Then we'll get into the life-affirming hot goss. Listen closely, and I hope you win. Good luck.
This is your chance to bet with the Buzzard bookie and win $1,000 now. Enter this nationwide keyword at WMMS.com. Win. That's win. Enter it now at WMMS.com.
This is Hot Celebrity Gossip with Perez, Bilton. Ooh.
Hey, Goss Guzzlers, climb into that toilet and get ready for a big old load of goss coming right down on you. Starting things off, Aaron Rodgers, who's having a tough time this season. He's back from injury. The Jets are 2-5, I think, 2-4, something like that. Not killing it. And other than that, he's also been caught being a little bit of a stinker on the sideline, doing something gross. Here's the video.
Second time this year play a Thursday night game against Houston on Halloween at MetLife. They will be a 2-5 team.
If you're not watching, Aaron Rodgers digs in his nose a little bit and then moves his fingers from his nose to his mouth, eating a booger. And according to inside sources, Aaron Rodgers now leads the league in picks.
Oh, yeah. Faux shiz.
All right. What was next? We got Lamar Odom was asked about pink cocaine. We were talking yesterday about Liam Payne, who overdosed was full of drugs, and one of them was pink cocaine. And Lamar Odom said that he has done pretty much every drug there is, and pink cocaine made him hear voices. And according to inside sources, the voices that you get from pink cocaine, way better than any of the Kardashians.
Oh, yeah. Faux shiz.
And finally, Ariana Grande's in a little bit of hot water because Elvira, what's her real name?
Cassandra Peterson
was telling a story about how Ariana Grande asked for all these tickets for her live show and then made her take pictures. Here, let her tell the story.
Okay, she came and she brought 20 guests. She wanted 21 tickets. We're like, okay. And we give her the tickets, and she comes backstage, and she asked if I could take pictures with all of her friends and relatives she brought. I take a picture with every single one of them. I sign autographs for every single one of them. Then I say to her, could we take a photo together? And she goes, no, I don't really do that. I mean, come on, okay? And then she left before my show started. All her relatives stayed. All her relatives stayed, and she took off. Okay, right?
No, my goodness.
Yeah, I know.
She's spilling tea.
She is spilling tea, according to inside sources.
Inside sources.
Ariana Grande commented on the video on Instagram and apologized and said, "Sorry, I didn't know who you are, you old bitch."
This is Hot Celebrity Gossip with Perez, Bilton. Ooh.
What a twist. She didn't know who she was.
Yeah, she was there
After
for her
trying to get-
family.
Oh,
all the family knew who she was. She's like,
Yeah.
I don't know who Elvira is. I'm 30 years old. And at that time, she was like 23 years old.
Cassandra Peterson.
Yeah. But no, she actually did leave a very heartfelt apology, talking about how she was. It was like during her ascension to fame, and she was really overwhelmed by a lot of things and anxiety
it was
and
that
stuff
long
like that.
ago.
Yeah, it was like 7 years ago. So she apologized actually, and did not call her a bitch. That was for comedic effect.
I always think it's weird when they'll ask a celebrity or somebody like Elvira, to do a Q&A. And invariably somebody will go, "Who's the rudest celebrity you've ever met?" And a lot of people will be diplomatic about it, and they'll go, "Well, I met a lot of people. It's hard to pin people down." Then you'll have a situation like that, where she's like, "Let me tell you about Ariana Grande." Ariana Grande said that she had didn't even remember meeting Elvira because she was having an anxiety attack. Listen, I got to tell you, I'm team Ariana Grande. I don't know that I could tell you one of her songs. But anytime I see her on something like Saturday Night Live or on another, that goes a long way with me. I know she's primarily a singer, but I think she's got chops.
She does got chops, and
I think she's got good timing.
She was on those Nickelodeon shows, and she was funny on them. I mean, she played a very different character than her actual personality. Her character, what was it, Cat, and she played the dummy. On,
Yep.
Victorious.
On Victorious, and then they spun off her and Jeanette McCurdy. They had a show called Cat and Sam, But anyway, she posted, "Hey, I'm really sorry if I offended you, and I apologize." And then if you're Cassandra Peterson, you kind of look like a dick after that. So it's a little bit of back and forth. No, it's fine.
Yeah, it's all in good fun.
I mean, this is with due respect to Cassandra Peterson, this is the only time of year that they kind of pay attention to her because of the Elvira thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, for Gen Xers, Elvira was a big deal. Big deal. She had 2 big deals up front.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, for a young man in the 80s who was just coming into his own, frequently.
Spooky boobs. That's our first goth girl. That's like for a lot of us, we're like, oh, big Tibby goth girl. I like it.
Yeah, she's cute. Still looks good. I think she's like 75 years old, but I mean, she's... I'm going to break here. I will have that trip to L.A. for you closer to 5 o'clock. We're doing our Alter Ego Festival with Incubus and Offspring and Cage the Elephant in St. Vincent. It is January 11 out in L.A. We'll send you and a friend, get you tickets for the event. I'll put you up, get you some money. So you have a couple of opportunities to win these trips. So next one at 5 o'clock. Want to text for anything? 35192. Get me there. You want to watch live? You can do that. Go to the Alan Cox Show YouTube channel.
It's the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS.